This is the Ausom DT2 Pro, and if you've watched this other review of mine recently, you might have noticed that the DT2 Pro looks a lot like this scooter, the Ausom L2 Max dual motor. That scooter offers an incredible amount of bang for the buck, with a tested top speed of 36 miles an hour, dual motors, full suspension, and great range, all for under $1,000. The DT2 Pro takes everything that the L2 Max offers and cranks it up with a higher claimed top speed, larger dimensions, better suspension, better brakes, more range, higher voltage, and a number of other subtle upgrades. So let's dive into this scooter and take a closer look at the features, performance, what I like about it, what I dislike about it, and if it's worth considering at its $1,200 price tag, or if you're better off saving the money and just getting the L2 Max or another scooter at this price. With the DT2 Pro, you get a design that finds a good balance of offering enough bulk and being solid enough to handle the impressive performance it offers while staying as practical and portable as the scooter this fast can be. The dimensions are a nice step up in size from the L2 Max, offering plenty of platform space, wide handlebars for control and comfort, and excellent ground clearance. While the L2 Max wasn't exactly cramped, the DT2 Pro is a much more comfortable scooter overall for me as a 6'1", 200-pound rider. I also really like this rear foot tail. It's big and flat enough to be comfortable on long rides, but steep enough to offer a good backstop when accelerating aggressively. The cockpit offers decent locking grips with a palm rest, which I really like. You could switch them out easily if you want, but I haven't really felt the need to like I often do with many other scooters. The trigger throttle is a big win in my opinion. I recently just did a video talking about all the different styles of throttles, but if you didn't see that, here's a quick overview of the trigger throttle. Now, they went out of style for a while and they're just now coming back, and I feel that trigger throttles offer a ton of control with long travel, allowing you to make small adjustments easily. This is especially important on a scooter where you aren't just slamming the throttle down the whole time. A trigger throttle also allows you to keep your thumb wrapped around the grip at all times so the handlebars never get yanked out of your hands on unexpected bumps. The transition from the throttle to the brake lever is also quicker than a thumb throttle and allows you to hover the brake with one finger while accelerating with the other, something you can't or at least really shouldn't do with a thumb throttle. I feel that most people that think they don't like a trigger throttle haven't tried one. So overall, I'm definitely a fan of a trigger throttle on this scooter. The brake levers and the whole braking system is a significant upgrade over the L2 Max, going to hydraulic disc brakes. This offers a ton of significant benefits. You get better levers, better braking, more control, and they require less maintenance. You also get turn signals, which are controlled by this little lever here, and a button to toggle between dual and single motor modes. The display is nice and big and has a sleek, sporty design. However, it is a bit hard to see in bright light. You get 3 main riding modes, with each mode capping your top speed and dialing back the acceleration a little bit. And then you get a park mode. Now this is actually the thing that I dislike the most about this scooter. I covered this a little in the L2 Max review, but if the scooter is stopped for about 10 seconds, it enters park mode that can only be exited by hitting the buttons to change the riding mode. If you're using the scooter in the highest riding mode, you have to cycle through all of the other modes to get back to that mode every single time the scooter enters park mode. Now, other scooters have park mode, but that park mode usually just requires pressing the brakes or some other simple way to get out of park mode. And the more I've used these scooters, the more annoyed I've become with how tedious it is to get out of park mode. However, it doesn't really affect the overall riding experience. It's more of just a practical aspect that seems like it wasn't thought through thoroughly. The folding mechanism is simple and solid with an extra safety pin for added peace of mind, and the scooter folds up and down quickly. The travel on the spring suspension is long and very plush, though it is a little bit on the bouncy side. This is the most noticeable after going off a large bump or off a curb, where you'll notice the scooter will add in an extra small bounce or two after landing, but overall the ride is very comfortable. The 10-inch by 3-inch tubeless tires offer another layer of comfort and offer all-terrain capabilities with this knobby texture. The biggest single thing that can make a scooter off-road capable is the correct tires in order to have the proper traction, so therefore the DT2 has been an excellent off-roader. We'll talk about performance more in a second, but here's a quick rundown of all the specific performance specs. You get twin 1100 watt hub motors with a max output around 2900 watts and a 52 volt 23.4 amp hour battery. This is a ton of power and a huge battery for the price. The only downside is the extremely long charging time with the included charger. Going from 0 to 100% takes 12 hours, which is fine if you don't regularly drain the battery or if you just charge your scooter overnight. But for those who need faster charging, you can buy a second charger to cut the time in half. Let's jump on the scooter now and I'll give you some riding impressions, we'll test the top speed, and I'll compare it a little bit more to the L2 Max and a few other scooters. Okay, let's dive in a little bit into the actual riding experience with the DT2 Pro. I think this is such a really well-balanced scooter in terms of performance and control and comfort. I think it's one of the best blends of all of those components in a scooter at this price. Usually when it comes to this price point, you're compromising on something, whether that's performance, whether that's the quality, whether that's the range. One of those things usually doesn't get, the box ticked. However, this seems to do everything just really well. It has plenty of power. I think the vast majority of riders, especially someone who's buying this as their first scooter, which, I mean, sure, go for it. This is definitely overkill for your first scooter, but the price is very tempting. So if you are getting this for your first scooter, this is going to just be overkill for a long time until you're really comfortable with scooters. But for someone who's looking to upgrade from, a $600 or less scooter, this is going to be a humongous jump in terms of performance. And then you have your comfort with the nice plush suspension. It's got a ton of travel. It is a little bouncy. It obviously isn't going to have hydraulic adjustable rebound at this price, but you're going to be able to handle any of those unexpected bumps that you might run into while you're riding at high speed, and that's ultimately what you want out of your suspension. The wheels are a fantastic blend of giving you plenty of confidence and grip on these paved surfaces, but then also being really great off-road, having plenty of traction on dirt trails. The hydraulic brakes are just fantastic. I mean, really, all hydraulic brakes on scooters are just such a huge difference in control and stopping power compared to their mechanical counterparts. Now, that's not to say that there aren't good cable-driven brakes, but in terms of the average quality of the hydraulic brakes compared to the mechanical brakes, the hydraulic brakes have a much higher general standard of quality about them, and just having that light control where you can make small adjustments while also still being able to fully lock up, it's so great and it's so confidence inspiring, and you know that you can control this scooter without any sort of fear of not being able to handle anything unexpected. Okay, let's do a standing max speed run here. But I just want to see what this scooter is capable of on flat ground, flat out. But I also don't want to test crouched, because I feel like that gives results that aren't necessarily accurate to riding. So we want to see how fast this goes with me fully standing with all the air resistance of a body. So I'm saying 46. So as you saw, the top speed of this scooter isn't really that much higher than the L2 Max. However, the way that each of these scooters gets to those speeds is quite different. Acceleration is a hard thing to convey properly, and it's an often overlooked aspect when comparing performance scooters. The acceleration is a significant upgrade on the DT2 Pro, which is not only more fun, but also leads to quicker travel within a city where you'll be braking and accelerating more often. The range of this scooter is probably the single biggest jump in performance over the L2 Max, and is impressive compared to just about every other scooter at this price. In my max speed range test, I got a whopping 31 miles of range, a 10-mile jump over the L2 Max, and nearly double the range of the Segway Max G3, which is currently the same price as this. I had no range anxiety at all, and I got nowhere near draining the battery on all my rides other than the range test. So let's put this all together. The DT2 Pro is faster than almost every other scooter at the price. It accelerates quicker, it goes further, it has dual motors, all-terrain capabilities, and full suspension, all without compromising quality. So this really has made a very good case for being the best scooter at this price. This gets a really solid recommendation from me. If you want to check it out, there will be a link and a discount code down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.